Assalamu alaikum. Now we continue with the verb to do. اليوم نكمل إن شاء الله مع الفعل أعمل أو to do. And in this sentence here we used before, we continue with this one with different pronouns. So this one here is the second person singular. In English it's feminine and masculine, and also it works, you use the same word you for plural. So you do your homework every day. You do. Do is the verb. Your here is the possessive pronoun. Homework is the thing you're doing. That's this verb is being done with to this here. This is the object. Another name for it, or something receiving the action, is called object. So what are you doing? You're doing the homework, or in this case it's your homework. Every, it means every day, not just one day, one time a week or one time a month. It's done every day. Day is the day that we all know. It's like opposite of night. It's the day. Or it's one day of the week, and so on. So you do your homework every day. You do your homework every day. And here, if you say it in Arabic, I put here this anta in order to emphasize this ta there. If you say that without this amal here is same as do in this context, but that's why I give it the same color here. But when you're talking to the second person, when it's feminine or masculine, you add this ta and attach this ta to the beginning of this verb, so it becomes ta'ma, ta'mal, ta'mal, ta'mal. This anta here is you for a singular. If it's a masculine, you say anta. If it's a feminine, you say anti. One note about this here. Here, if you put this e here, ta'mali, that means you're talking to, you say anti ta'mali. You also indicate that's it's a woman or a girl you're talking to with this e in here. Now there is another. I said I will keep the grammar to a minimum. That's why I'm not including the pronouns for the two persons, because English doesn't have it. So this way I keep trying to keep things as simple as possible. Also, if there is if you use some prepositions like an or in, which means if in Arabic, the way you say these verbs changes. So if it was in the you had nothing in here, you say ta'mali, then you add an in here for a woman or a girl. If not, you just keep the e. Because of this too much grammar going into this, I will stick to just one form, or sometimes use one or the other. So for those who are studying the Arabic grammar, you will be aware of that, but it should be noted that it's there, but I try not to use too much inflections to the verbs. This way, trying to keep things as simple as possible. So now when I say it as ta'mali, and the proper way to say it is ta'malin. You add the n there. But as I said, I want to keep it as simple. This you say ta'mali if there is, if you say you ask her not to do something, you say la ta'mali. You drop the in if you say لا, which means do not. But if you say it like this, أنتِ تعملي, you would add the in there. This is in the classical Arabic. In everyday language, most people, even if they try to speak the classical, a lot of time they would drop these and they skip it. So most of the time you will hear this تعملي here. So I just wanted to note this, and we'll do a lot of verbs. So some of these grammar rules I will skip, and that should be noted. But I'll try to match whatever we're talking about here with the English verb or word that matches what I have in Arabic here. So this here, أنتِ تعملي, if you're talking to a woman or a girl. واجبك, this E here, you break this E here goes with this E and this E here. أنتِ تعملي واجبك. This key here is your. In this context, it's connected to the wajib. Wajib is the homework. This indicates this your here, the possessive pronoun. So you say ki, wajibaki al-bayt. I talked about what these are. Al-bayt. Al is like the in English. Bayt is house. And E, it's like the Y in English. If you say daily, you add that Y, which means it's every day. If you say it's bayti, it means something related to the house, something that's done in the house when you add this E to it. So this is the breakup of this word, al-bayti. And these two together will match this here, your homework. Kull here is equal to every. This is what kull in this context mean, every. And I talked about not mixing it with the imperative or command of eating. In Arabic, if you want to say eat, you say kul. So this is different. In this context, it means here every. So it's not the verb eat. Yawm is equal to day. So yawm here is equal to day then. So if you're talking to a woman or girl, you say أنتِ تعملي or تعملين, but I'm dropping that N here. أنتِ تعملي واجبك البيت كل يوم. If it's a man or a boy, you don't get this E. You just say تعمل. You just أنت تعمل without this E here. Just تعمل. No attachment at the end. تعمل واجبك البيت كل يوم. And also I talked about before that there's different movements when you're talking about this verbs, and the verb behaves differently in the present. You add that O to it, but if you have have a la or an an, then you silence it and all these. So I want to stay out of all these discussions as much as I can. That's why I use one way of saying it. If your purpose by learning just to go for tourism and just visit Arabic countries, you will not have a problem with this. Just having regular conversations with people. But if your purpose is to make interviews or talk properly in the classical, you just pay attention for that. But this will work for as a beginner. For a beginner, this will work fine. You will be able to communicate your thoughts perfectly. I mean, people will understand it and you'll have no problem. So that said, we just repeat this. أنت تعمل without this E. واجبك, this A here, this possessive pronoun your, changes to the masculine if you say ka, واجبك. البيت كل يوم. أنت تعمل واجبك البيت كل يوم. So this you here now, we use it in the plural sense. As I said, in English it's the same, but in Arabic it's different. That's why I'm doing it again here. So you do your homework every day. In Arabic, the difference is you say antum. I just wrote this here, antum, to just emphasize the you, the plural you in this case. But if you don't say it, you just say تعملون. This un here will indicate that you are talking to a group of people. This u here, if it's in the present. As I said, this an here will be dropped, just like in the feminine case. This an will be dropped if you have a preposition here or a la, different types. So if you say, you're saying do not work, you will say لا تعملوا. You would drop this an. So just be aware of that. As I said, if you drop this an in regular communication, you will have no problem of people misunderstanding some of these laws if you do not stick to them. So أنتم تعملون واجبكم. This kum here, when you're talking to the masculine plural, a group of men or boys, you say أنتم تعملون واجبكم البيتي كل يوم. أنتم تعملون واجبكم البيتي كل يوم. If it's feminine, girls or women, you say أنتن. You have an N here instead of this M, so it become أنتن. أنتن تعملون. Or, as I said, you can just drop it. You say تعملن. You drop these two N, you just keep this N. So this becomes تعملن. أنتن تعملن. واجبكم واجبكن. You see, this M is dropped and you add this N, so it becomes kun. واجبكن. This wajib here, the same thing. You just add this kun. واجبكن. So أنتم تعملون واجبكم البيتي كل يوم, for a group of boy or man. أنتن تعملن واجبكن البيتي كل يوم. أنتن تعملن واجبكن البيتي كل يوم. هذه الجملة التي استعملتها قبل قليل هي نفس الجملة في الإنجليزية للفرد، للمخاطب الفرد والجماعة. كما شرحت قبل قليل، هذا الضمير تبع المخاطب للفرد والجماعة مذكر أو مؤنث نفس الشيء. دو هو هذا الفعل بمعنى اعمل، ويور هنا الملكية، ضمير الملكية أيضا لا يختلف بين المؤنث المذكر والجماعة والفرد. الهوم وورك هنا تعني الواجب البيتي. وإفري عندما تقول إفري تعني كل عندما تقول كل ساعة every hour، كل يوم، كل every day، وهكذا. هذا every بمعنى كل. day تعني يوم بالإنجليزي. تقول day يعني يوم. عندما تقول you do your homework every day، يعني إذا كنت تتحدث لجماعة، طبعا في العربي المذكر أنتم تعملون واجبكم البيتي كل يوم. إذا كانت مؤنث أنتن تعملن واجبكن البيتي كل يوم. كما تحدث قبل قليل، لا هناك الجزم والنصب للفعل المضارع يختلف من المؤنث إلى المذكر، وتضطر لزيادة أحرف وإسقاط أحرف عند اختلاف الحالة. فحتى لا يكتظ وكما قلت أريد أن أبقي القواعد على الحد الأدنى، فقط أماثل الجملة الإنجليزية مع الجملة العربية. لن ألتزم بتغيير القواعد، لأن ذلك يصبح فيه شرح كثير، وليس هذا هو هدف هذه السلسلة. كما لم أستعمل المثنى أو الاثنين، لأن في الإنجليزية لا يوجد مماثل له. تستطيع استعمال كلمات حتى تفيد نفس المعنى أنهم اثنين، ولكن ليس كضمير منفصل كما في اللغة العربية، ولهذا لا أستعمله. لهذا إذا كان من يستمع للفيديو يلاحظ اختلافات في القواعد أو عدم إتمام فكرة معينة، أتمنى أن يفهم أن هذا هو السبب. وأحيانا مع كثرة الشرح أسقط أحرف أو قواعد، ولكن كما قلت الهدف من هذه السلسلة هو فقط مماثلة الجملة الإنجليزية مع الجملة العربية، حتى يستفيد من يمارس إحدى اللغتين ككفاية للتواصل مع الناس فقط. So we go to the next sentence here. This one here is he does his homework every day. Now notice here how this do changes. With the third person singular masculine, feminine, and it, in the present tense you add, or the basic form, you add this es to the verb. So if you want to say he eat, you can't say it, you have to he eats at a restaurant, so you add that s there. She eats, it eats. But if it's they or you or we, you say we eat, they eat. So always pay attention to this es here. When you have this o there, they added this es. Some other verbs you just add the s here. So he does. His here is the possessive pronoun for third person singular, the he. Homework, we explained this. Every, we explained it. And day, it's every day. كل يوم here in Arabic. In Arabic, as I said, it should be obvious if it's a feminine or if it's a masculine. That's you change the pronouns accordingly. So if it's a third person masculine, you say huwa, and singular, you say huwa ya'mal. You see there is no addition here, just this ya. When it was the second person, you added this ta, you say ta. For the plural, feminine, masculine, at the beginning you added the ta there, attached to the verb amal, a'mal. In Arabic it's called the absent or the third person. You use this ya, you attach it to the verb يعمل. So هو يعمل واجبه. This who here matches the his here. It's in this context, it's the possessive pronoun, indicating this wajib is his wajib. This huwa here, his duty or his work, and is indicated his possession of it is, or relation to, is indicated by who here. It's ha. So هو يعمل واجبه البيتي. واجبه البيتي together is his homework. His homework. كل يوم, every day. كل يوم. هو يعمل واجبه البيتي كل يوم. You could also hear it if it's in a grammar class. You would say هو يعمل. You get that U there, the short vowel. But as I said, sometimes it's dropped correct grammar, it will be dropped in some cases, but most people in everyday language, they just drop these movements, and you will hear it just يعمل. هو يعمل واجبه البيتي كل يوم. هو يعمل واجبه البيتي كل يوم. هنا هذا الضمير الغائب المفرد المذكر he does. لاحظ الآن كيف تغير الفعل. هذا الفعل الدو وكل الأفعال أو أغلب الأفعال عندما تكون في الحاضر أو في الشكل الفعل الأساسي، إذا تحدثت عن المفرد الغائب أو المفردة الغائبة المؤنثة أو الإت، تضيف الإي اس لها، فلا تقول he do، تقول he does أو she does أو it does، فتضيف هذه الإي اس عليها، وهذا تفعله مع أغلب الأفعال. فتقول هو يأكل he eats، هو يذهب he goes. لاحظ دائما تضيف الإي اس. فهذه ملاحظة مهمة عندما تتحدث عن الغائب المفرد المذكر المؤنث والإت. his هذا ضمير الملكية مع المفرد المذكر والمؤنث والإت، عفوا مع المفرد المذكر فقط. homework هو الواجب البيتي. every يعني كل. day يعني يوم. ف he does his homework every day. He does his homework every day. He does his homework every day. هو يعمل واجبه البيتي كل يوم. هو يعمل واجبه البيتي كل يوم. Now we come to she. She here is the third person singular feminine. As I said, it takes this form. You add the es to the verb do, and you do this with a lot of other verbs. So you say she does her homework every day. Her here is the possessive pronoun for she. So you say she does her homework every day. She does her homework every day. In Arabic, the she is here. She is here. You say here, that means she. تعمل. Notice this ta again. Now in the feminine, for the third person feminine, you see we get the ta back. If it was third person masculine, plural or feminine, and the third person singular masculine, you get the ya. But this ta here is used with the third person feminine, the she. So just pay attention to that. So you're here تعمل. Now, as I said, I just put the here to emphasize this third person feminine. But you can drop this here and you say, so you know who you and the person you're talking to know who you are talking about. So you say تعمل واجبها without having to say here. So هي تعمل واجبها البيتي كل يوم. هي تعمل واجبها البيتي كل يوم. هي تعمل واجبها البيتي كل يوم. This ha here, it matches this her. This ha indicates the possessive pronoun for she. Wajib is the duty, which is used for work. In English you say homework. In Arabic, it's if you go literal, it's home duty. So this wajib is also duty. So wajib, this ha wajibaha. هي تعمل واجبها. واجبها here is her duty. البيت here indicates it's the home duty. So واجبها البيت, her homework. واجبها البيت, her homework. كل is every. كل is every. يوم day. هنا كلمة شي يعني هي في العربي. does لاحظ الآن مع he and she and it تستعمل تزيد هذه الأس أحيانا حسب الفعل ما هو، وأحيانا تزيد عليه الإي أس فتقول does. So الدو هون لاحظ تحولت إلى does. So she does. لا تستطيع أن تقول she do. So she does her homework. her هنا ضمير الملكية للمؤنث الغائب المفرد she. So she does her homework. هنا الهير نفس الها هنا في واجب. الواجب واجبها، عندما تسمع الها هنا تعرف أنه واجب امرأة أو بنت مفردة. فهذه الهير هنا تماثل الها هنا. She does her homework every day. هي تعمل واجبها البيتي كل يوم. تحدثت هنا عن الواجب. الهوم وورك هنا كلمتين، هي كلمة مركبة من الهوم والورك. في العربي نقول واجب أو قد تقول وظيفة البيتية. هنا وورك قد تستعمل كوظيفة، تقول أنا ذاهب إلى أبحث عن وظيفة، تقول I'm looking for work، فتستعمل كمرادف لوظيفة، فتقول home work هنا وظيفة بيتية. لكن في العربي لا تماثل الواجب تماما، فلا تستعمل الواجب في نفس المكان الذي تستعمل كلمة work، لأنه في العربي تستعمل الواجب مختلف. مقابلها تماما في الإنجليزي duty. الواجب تقول الواجب العسكري military duty، أو واجب الشرطي policeman duty and things like this. فقط انتبه لا تستعمل الواجب مقابل الورك دائما. فقط في هذه الحالة تفيد نفس المعنى. الواجب البيتي الهوم وورك أو العمل البيتي. هنا حرفيا يعني العمل البيتي في الإنجليزي. home يعني بيت، work يعني عمل. فهي تعمل واجبها البيتي كل يوم. every هون هي تقابل الكل، كل يوم. day تقابل اليوم. So she does her homework every day. She does her homework every day. هي تعمل واجبها البيتي كل يوم. هي تعمل واجبها البيتي كل يوم. Now we come to the pronoun it. So the same thing as he, she, and it. It does. You see it took this form, es, does. So it does that. That is for something that's further away than this. If something is close to you, you say this. If it's further, you say that. If you point to something. So every day, we already talked about this. So it does that. Now that is used to pointing at something. You say that thing. Or if you're talking about something, you're not pointing at something, you're just indicating that's as if it's there. So if a cat is climbs a side of the house and you want to describe that climbing, you don't have to say the climb, you say that, if you both understand what you are talking about. So by saying that, you don't have to say repeat the sentence climbing or the words climbing the side of the house. So you can, if you say it does that every day and you are talking about the cat climbing the side of the house, you can indicate that by saying that. So it doesn't have to be pointing to something, but sometimes it's used in that context. Or if it's an abstract, you say an idea. You can say I don't like that. If someone say I have this idea and you say I don't like it, you can say I don't like that idea. It's as if it's in front of you and you're pointing at it. So just be aware of that's how this word that is used. So it does that every day. That here you only understand if you know what you are talking about, but I wanted to mention this way it covers anything. In Arabic you have to know if it's a feminine or a masculine. Based on that you change this verb. So if you're saying huwa, you say you make this a ya. So you say huwa ya'mal. You put the dots down here and you take these out. So it becomes ya, يعمل. So هو يعمل ذلك كل يوم. So if you're talking about a dog, which is masculine in Arabic, so you say هو يعمل ذلك. ذلك here is equal to that in this content. So in Arabic in the same way, if you know what you are talking about and the other person does that too, knows that too, so you say ذلك without having to repeat what's being discussed if it's understood. So هو يعمل ذلك. ذلك is equal to that in this context. كل يوم, every day. If it's a feminine, you say هي تعمل. Notice this ta here, this ya becomes ta. So you say هي تعمل. تعمل ذلك كل يوم. هي تعمل ذلك كل يوم. So depending on what, if it's it is a female or a feminine or masculine, you change this attached letter ta, either ta or a ya. هو يعمل ذلك كل يوم or هي تعمل ذلك. هي تعمل ذلك كل يوم. هنا الات هذه تحدثت عن كيف تستعمل في أول فيديو. تستعمل مع المؤنث والمذكر في الإنجليزي. في العربي نضطر أن نعرف ما هو مذكر أو مؤنث. does كما استعملتها مع الهي والشي، الدو هنا تضيف عليها الإس does، وتفعل هذا في كما قلت كثير من الأفعال. فعندما تكون في الغائب المفرد مؤنث مذكر، وهنا في الإنجليزي الإت تستعمل كلمة does، تضيف هذه الإس. So it does that. Now that هي الإشارة. إذا كان شيء قريب منك تقول this، إذا كان بعيد عنك تقول ذاك، ذلك or that. In English it's that. في العربي ذلك. في العربي إذا كان قريب نقول هذا، إذا كان بعيد نقول ذلك. في الإنجليزي إذا كان قريب تقول this، إذا كان بعيد تقول that. لكن لاحظ هنا نستعمله بطريقة مختلفة، كأن هذا الشيء موجود أمامنا وقد تكون، فتقول فكرة. إذا قال أحدهم شيء لا يعجبك تقول لا يعجبني ذلك. لا يوجد شيء أمامك، هو مجرد فكرة فكرة تقال، ولكن استعملت كلمة ذلك. في الإنجليزي نفس الشيء. إذا كنت هنا تتحدث عن قط يتسلق جدار البيت مع شخص، لا تحتاج أن تعيد ما قاله أنه يتسلق جدار البيت، لأنك تعرف الاثنين تفهمان عما تتحدثان، فتستعمل كلمة ذات بدل أن تقول هو يتسلق جدار البيت، تقول it does that. في العربي نفس الشيء، نقول القط هو يعمل ذلك، أو القطة تقول هي تعمل ذلك. فبنفس الطريقة نستعمل ذلك مع ذات، وليس دائما الإشارة إلى شيء بعيد، أحيانا إلى أفكار أو إلى شيء مجازي كما يقال في العربي. فهو أو هي تعمل ذلك كل يوم. It does that every day. It does that every day. It does that every day. I think I will leave this video now. Thank you for listening. Next time we try to cover more pronouns, but we might go with the past tense, because this verb do is used in it's called a helping verb, so it's used different ways. It's used with other verbs, and I think it's very important to get the past tense here, especially when you're dealing with the irregular verbs in English. There's like 130 or around 130 verbs that do not follow the rules of you adding an ed to the past to get the past. So learning the past of do, did, will help you a lot in this with these verbs, at least in the beginning, until you master the irregular verbs. في المرة القادمة إن شاء الله نستعمل ضمائر أخرى، أو نبدأ بالماضي من كلمة do. وهذا الفعل do من الأفعال المساعدة كالفعل have، يستعمل مع أفعال أخرى في اللغة الإنجليزية، ومن المهم تركيز عليه خصوصا الفعل الماضي من كلمة فعل do وهو did. يساعدك عندما تتعامل مع الأفعال غير النظامية. في الإنجليزية إذا أردت أن تحول الفعل إلى ماضي تضيف الإيدي إلى آخر الفعل، لكن هناك تقريبا 130 فعل غير منتظمة لا تتبع هذا القانون. فحتى تتمكن من هذه الأفعال دائما تستطيع أن تستعمل الفعل الأساسي من الفعل الغير منتظم، مثل eat كمثال الأكل. فإذا قلت did يغنيك هذا عن تستطيع استعماله مع الحاضر من الفعل الغير النظامي، فيساعد كثيرا في بناء جمل صحيحة في القواعد، ولكن لا تحتاج أن تعرف الماضي من الفعل المنتظم حتى تتمكن منه. فإن شاء الله في المرة القادمة إذا غطينا كل الضمائر نغطي ذلك المفهوم. شكرا على الاستماع، نراكم في المرة القادمة إن شاء الله. Thank you for listening. See you next time إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم.